Hello, I'm Areima, and welcome to Deflector. This is a game that has been out for a little while, but it recently kind of had like a bit of a facelift, and I am going to be playing its post facelift. I actually played a whole ton of this game. I beat it once in its old version, but now that I've seen some other people play it, I've realized that its facelift has been a pretty extreme actually. Like it seems like a wholly new game with the same mechanics, and I loved it before, so I'm looking forward to getting back into it. The sound might be a little off at the beginning because I started recording because it kind of just threw me in here. Um, but it hasn't given me a chance to mess with the sound yet. You may be experiencing issues with your cognitive systems, so I'll need to check if you're operating normally. We're talking to like some sort of big GLaDOS here. Checking vitals. Checking DNA assimilation rate. Checking iteration cycle. Everything seems to be in order. Let's run a few tests to make sure your directives are working. So we can use WASD to move around. Very basic tutorial. We got dashes. The cooldown for the dashes is actually those three little pips below us there. This is one of the big aspects of this game. It's a bullet hell roguelike. However, we can deflect bullets. Oh, I see. We just have to wait for the right ones. But the other cool thing is that at least with this character, so all the characters act very, very differently. This character has a boomerang they can toss out, and while we're deflecting, we can also deflect the boomerang, and there's like a rhythm to it. Rhythm to like bouncing your boomerangs and bouncing enemies and stuff like that. And then, just like any roguelite, we have mutations. We're gonna go ahead and take the homing laser. Dashing will shoot a laser at a nearby enemy like that. It's pretty cool. It's a very, very, very smooth game. And there's some secrets to it, and they changed how you unlock characters now, so it's more interesting. Just previously, you just bought them. Now there's like secrets behind unlocking characters, and I'm just looking forward to playing the game. I don't know how long I'm going to play it, because I have beaten it before, but I'm basically going to play it for as long as it interests me. Great job, Specimen. You're on your own now. I won't interfere with the experiment from now on. Don't worry. I'll be waiting for you in the hub as soon as you're back. So we did kind of a initial run here. See how far we can get on the initial run. I always liked the first runs. So this game does have some meta progression, but I will say that as far as meta progression goes, if you agree with me, then you'll probably like the meta progression in this game. There isn't a lot of like straight power kind of meta progression. Most of the meta progression is like unlocking new things and new capabilities, stuff like that. It's horizontal progression for sure. Did they keep my dash? They did keep my dash. That's very fun. So I am a little bit stronger than I would be in this first run then. One thing to note is, oh, you can't see it there. We're gonna go for attack attribute. Is that if there's only a few enemies left, you'll see these little white arrows around my character here that do indicate where the nearby enemies are if you only have a few left. And you might be saying, oh, this looks pretty easy. Well, just wait. This game gets top tier hard. Top tier hard. Where is the last guy? There he is. He was too close to me. And then we have, of course, this very nice FTL map here with multiple choices. The choices are, I would say, over time, more impactful. Right now, they're not really giving me... Oops, see that little white arrow? They're not really giving me a lot of choices. Deflecting swiftness. Deflecting 3 or more projectiles restore dash charge or orbital discs. I really like the orbital discs. Also, I think there's something going on with set bonuses here. Yeah, volatile. Enemies afflicted by the side effect will explode after some time. 2 out of 6 gives us explosion range and chance of applying side effect are increased. When a mutation damages the enemy, it has a chance to apply a volatile. Yeah, so it's almost like, what are those called? like Snake Hearts and stuff like that. Those kinds of games where the auto battlers. That's right. I don't really play that many auto battlers, so I didn't really know what it was called off the top of my head. And now I did this orbiting thing because I deflected something, which is cool because I can deflect my guy as well. Oops, got a little too close there. It has the auto battlers kind of thing where, like, if you buy multiple upgrades of a certain type, you get an increase. So this run, by the way, I can tell just based on the size of the map, is kind of a bit of a weaker run than usual. Because normally there's actually a lot more options as far as, like, how long the run goes. Wow, that was a very easy boss. I promise you, it does get harder. There are secrets, though, so I am going to look around the edges real quick to make sure that I don't miss out on any secrets. Because a lot of the secrets involve unavoidable parts of the map, like the boss fights and stuff like that, and walking off the edge of where you would think to go. I wonder if this is going to take me back to the hub, or if this is going to take me into a run. It looks like it's taking me back to the hub. That's unfortunate. Stage 0 completed successfully. Initiating a stage with ID 1. Introducing new virus sample to experimental environment. Increasing threat level. So for now, I think I only have one character. But as you can see, there are multiple characters. This is kind of like the hub world here. We have our friend over here, which you can pet. Your giant tardigrade. I say giant, but I think this whole entire thing happens in a microcosm, and you're basically like immune system fighting a virus. Except we're in a petri dish. At least I think we're in a petri dish. Welcome back. It looks like your bio show handled it well. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, so let me get you a little overview. I am Deflector, an artificial intelligence tasked with taking care of this place and making sure that experiments are running smoothly. And that includes helping you. Your main objective is to destroy the source of the virus, which has spread through multiple different areas that we have available. I will provide you with all the support you need to increase your chances of success after each field iteration. That is all the information I can share for now. It is time to start the experiment. Survival caliber. How do you unlock that? Interesting. There weren't difficulty modes. I need to... sorry if you didn't hear that, I had to adjust my chair there. This is the hub. From here you'll be able to explore all of the zones affected by the virus. Explore them in any order. Each will provide you with different challenges. Also, don't forget, you're fighting the living organisms. That means after you've cleared one zone, it can affect another, making it harder. So plan your routes. So basically it does the same thing that 30SS was doing, where each route, so if I start here, these 3 will be harder, and then if I didn't do that one, these 2 will be even harder, and it basically goes tier 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on which ones I do first. What's this? Hello, specimen. I'm on duty, looking for a lost bioshell. Can you help me? Great. Why don't you take a look behind the blood waterfall? You can start from there. Blood waterfall. Okay, so that's probably in... So this one is all like biological, but we need to pick a perk first. I am going to go for attack perks the first time. The next enemy hit with primary weapon after you deflect takes bonus damage, or when struck by your primary weapons, enemies have a chance to release an explosion. And we'll take the explosion, and then what does poison do? Okay. Ooh, if I get 6 levels of poison, I get to have poison spread. So maybe we do a poison build. Now, mind you, because I don't have any rerolls through the meta progression or anything like that, I'm going to kind of have to just go with whatever I find. The living entrails. Is this the waterfall they're talking about? It is. Long time no see. So you're looking for the missing bioshell. I haven't seen it, but I know a spot where you might want to take a look. In the giant spider's hideout, after you defeat it, look for glowing mushrooms, like the ones around here, and walk towards them. It might seem impossible, but there's actually a path. You say you haven't seen it, but, like, you have one of the swords from one of the other bioshells. So we're looking for a giant spider. What is that? Core attribute. Mutation. I think I want the mutation. Because if I those are spikes. If I understand it correctly, a mutation is like our abilities, like what we are using to if the poison stacks off of. Oop. Oop. Not a lot of room to maneuver here. Oh, come on. I got hit by the spikes afterwards. Oh, okay, so this is an upgrade to my mutation. I'm fine with that. Took an unnecessary amount of damage there. Gotta get used to the rhythm of this thing again. Each character has a different rhythm as well, and this is one of those characters that after my first playthrough, I actually, once I unlocked more characters, I never really played this character very much. Oh, come on. Now that's no excuse for just running into things. Just let him kill himself. The money's also very good because we'll get a shop. Some healing. And again, I'm just going to check around real quick. Doesn't look like there's anything else here. Alright, move on. Growth or core attribute. I think a core attribute would be good. We're going to get some more attack. Oh, there's that explosion. Very nice. There's also all of these various objects around the room that we can deflect back at people in order to do some free damage. Lacking offense, we'll take deflect, which increases our deflect damage, I believe. Also, anything that scales off of deflect. Now we get a mini-boss. You do have iframes on your dash. Trying to take out one of these guys first. Go ahead and use my ultimate. Get some damage out. And he's dead. Oh, I apparently killed him without getting hit. That's nice. Increases the size the more you deflect it. You can throw an additional boomerang, but your boomerang is... I'm going to go for size. So that boosted my core ability there. What is this? Sell exchange? I probably have enough money to buy one thing. Core attribute. I think I'm gonna go this top route here. Let's see. Decoy. Taking damage summons a decoy. No, thank you. Deflecting 3 more projectiles does a dash charge. Deflecting turret. After 6 deflects, a deflecting turret is summoned that deflects. That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's buy a core attribute, though. Can we afford this still? We can. So we have 1 rank of fire, 1 rank of poison. We're already starting to see elites. That's what that yellow is. The elite exploder guys still explode, but then don't die when they explode now. And I keep... Okay, we'll take a little bit of health, because health will keep us alive. It only gave us 10%, though. It's not the greatest. And we're going to take this top path. It's harder, but it'll give us more... resources. It's a good time to do harder paths because it's still the beginning of the game. Exploder guy spawned on top of me. Oh, because they have teleport, that's right. Blossom, or Deflect Burst. I kind of want Deflect Burst. Every few seconds, a mark will appear underneath you. Dashing in that direction deals damage based on deflection, but this scales of our poison. So now we have poison online. Is there somewhere where it's keeping track of my deflects for this? I don't see anywhere. Blossom's doing a good job, though. Just a little bit extra damage here and there. It's not... Ooh. Yeah, the teleport very much telefried me again. And those are both ice, so taking damage release causes you to release a wave of projectiles. Deals damage based on your health. Let's go for homing laser. That's the dash laser we had during the tutorial. I think since we're coming towards the boss here, we're going to take this top path towards the healing. Laser beams. Lots and lots of laser beams. Should probably save one dash instead of being fully aggressive with my dashes. Dashes almost do as much damage as my actual weapon does. Get a nice heal here. And then we got a growth, which I think is an upgrade to a mutation. And enemies explode when they die. Okay, gotta watch out for that one. Excuse me, sir. Would you please stop telefrighting me? I'm sure there was some sort of indication there that I just didn't notice. Looks like they're up here somewhere. Pretty flawless so far. Go ahead and use this. Where's he going? Right behind me. I think I was realistically just running into them, so I need to make sure that whenever I see them burrow, I kind of stand still. Assuming that I see them. They often were burrowing whenever I wasn't even looking at them. This is not a giant spider. So I wonder if the giant spider is in a different area then. Okay, so you're gonna go there first, then there. Oh, I reflected that. This guy's a pretty good bullet hell challenge. Ooh, who are you? I like your hat. Not bad. Don't be alarmed. I'm Venator. I've been keeping a close eye on you. You can definitely hold your own against these visceral creatures. You have no idea how many they've killed. I can also help Deflector by doing field work. I have dedicated myself to observing apex viruses and learning how we can use their great power for our own benefit. This is a nucleus extractor. I will activate it right at the moment you kill those monstrous beasts, extracting a part of their core before they start to regenerate. In fact, You have one right there. I'll check around the room first before I pick that up, because I think if I pick that up, I'm going to be leaving. I don't see any secrets. Okay. Bone Whirlwind. Using your active ability surrounds you with a whirlwind of bones that deal damage based on your health. Very nice. And he leaves. One world done. Oh, so there's an upgrade? I didn't know that this was an upgrade. There's an upgrade that lets you get health between areas. This is going to be pretty hard with the ability, without the ability to get health between areas. Spider. Where would the spiders be? Hollow Hive? I mean, it says hive, so maybe that's where all the bugs are. We're looking for a spider that carries a secret. Hi, buddy. We're going to immediately go for healing. Because I want this run to go well, and that means playing a little cautiously. As far as scheduling goes, I will warn you guys that this is not a game I'll be able to play every day because the runs are kind of long. So it's going to be just, you know, it'll be on the list of roguelites, sure. I want more dashes. I wonder if I can like focus on my dash laser. Next time it gives me a chance. There we go. It goes off of attack attribute. Okay. Oh, I also just realized that I wonder if you guys have been able to hear me this whole time. Game's very loud, right? Fortunately, it looks like it kept some of my settings from before, so it's probably not too loud. But I actually just realized that I never checked the audio. Fortunately, I might be able to figure out how to balance that, maybe using the YouTube editor or something like that. Wait for these big worm boys. Oh, these things over here, these nests, they're like infinitely spawning enemies. Okay. Doing good so far. Let's get out of the way of that as soon as possible. I do kind of wish that the worms would hurt the enemies too. It's not like the most necessary thing, but it'd be cool to be able to lure them into the traps. Thank you, Blossom. Blossom finished him off at the end for me. Mutation source. That looks like a spider. There's like nests around it. I love just juggling this thing for as long as possible. Hey, I completed a challenge. I didn't get a chance to see what the challenge was necessarily. I dropped it. It got pretty big there, though. Looks like there's definitely a maximum size to the bigness that it can get. I don't think it's doing any more damage, per se, as it gets bigger. But I do know that there are things that do that, like increase my damage based on deflections and stuff like that. And I think actually, let me see. Oh, it doesn't tell me. I like the chance to explode. Also, apparently 3 is a maximum level. I got a Steam achievement for that. Upgrade a mutation. Let's go for the upgrade. I want to upgrade my lasers. I don't really have to kill everyone here. It's more of a survival thing. but I like killing everyone. Plus, if we deflect a lot, we can create a lot of these little zones where I'm immune to projectiles. Well, not immune, but it auto-deflects projectiles in the zone. Ah, I didn't get a chance to do the one that I want. Which one do I want then? I might go for, yeah, less deflections. Doesn't tell me what reduced means. Interesting. That looks like a spider. I think we found her. Oop, those are what, yellow projectiles. Can't do anything with those. Definitely easier than the Ember Knight's spider, for sure. I keep getting hit by silly things. Oh, they're turning into yellows. That's why I keep getting hit by them. Because the big ones were exploding and turning into yellows. Okay, I don't want to pick that up. Blue mushrooms. Okay. Interact. Find and follow the missing eggs. Is there any kind of clue? Doesn't seem like there's a clue. Find and follow the missing eggs. Okay. So we're on a Easter egg hunt. For every 2 consecutive times you deflect the boomerang, it releases a damage and explosion. I will happily take that. I deflect my boomerang a lot. Healing. I will also happily take that. Growth. There's a shop over here, but there's healing there. And won't go for the shop because they do have like 500. The thing that keeps happening here is that my deflection actually has a tiny bit of a cooldown to it. And I keep trying to deflect before I'm ready. And there's so many extra projectiles because of the curse on this place. They're dropping projectiles on death. The explosion is really nice though. We're going to take some health. Also healed me immediately as well. Top Radland to death. That's actually not that bad. As long as we don't get stuck by it. That was very nice juggle. I also like that the explosion happens at the apex of its flight. So you can very aggressively use that explosion. Where's my enemies? Oh, there they are. Oh, that's a cool bank shot. Very nice. We deflect a lot. Let's go ahead and level up our deflection. I know I probably should have grabbed HP, but we're about to go to a shop, and I am going to spend to heal if it gives me the opportunity. Which it did not. Okay, taking damage, no thank you. Every few seconds a mark appears, deflecting its direction deals damage. Bombs periodically spun across the room. So we have enough to buy this, which gives us the fire upgrade. So we now can fire and poison. And we can take some more health, since we didn't get a chance to heal. I'll double check, make sure there's no eggs around here. Does not appear to be so. And move on. We do have 2 more slots for mutations. I think I want the core attribute better. Ah! The yellow projectiles, like, we're just not used to them yet. Some... I'm trying to deflect them, which is not wise. That was a series of explosions. Attack. Last one before the boss. We got to do this boss with very low HP. Oh, that's a yellow one. Those guys basically spawned on top. And there's some behind me too. Oh, thank you, turret. I like that it also makes the explosion bigger. It's a byproduct of making this bigger. Hope you guys are enjoying the game. If you guys are, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm really enjoying this. I kind of forgot how much fun this is as a game. I'll check back here first. I'm about to fight 3 giant centipedes. I remember this boss. Oh, and Blossom's shooting him. I don't know if he actually damaged him, but he was shooting him. Well, we're doing a lot of damage. Defeat an Apex fire is about taking damage. Okay. Very nice. Let's check for eggs. I don't see anywhere where I can walk off the side. And just in case it's hidden, I'm just pushing it against the side here. So we can either upgrade Bone Whirlwind or it gets Rock Skin. Your active ability envelops in your stone shell, make you invincible. I'm actually going to take the invincibility. It gives me a really good reason to activate my ultimate. Let's see. 34 minutes in, but this is an initial showcase, so we're going to go until we die. So we have Cyberland over there, and we have some sort of poison area. I don't remember the poison area very well, so we're going to go to Cyberland. Something over here? Can go really far over here for there to be nothing. Can't walk on that. I was trying. Something over here? Nope. A lot of areas with not much in them for being able to walk around a whole bunch. I would shoot myself if I had missed a secret in this early area here, though. I don't feel like there would be a secret here, though, because, like... Well, no, that blood area had a blood fountain in the... I have to take the healing. Had a blood fountain in literally the very first area. What is this? 0000? What's a code? I would have to know the code. There's... so there's 4, so 4 times 4... sorry, 4 to the 4th power. There's, what, like 1600? I don't even know what 4 to the 4th power is. There's a lot of iterations there. I'm not going to just brute force this. But we now know that the first healing area in the cyber room has a 4-digit code. So if we find a 4-digit code somewhere, we need to be on the lookout for... Or I mean, yeah, we need to be on the lookout for a 4-digit code to plug into that. Dash through the walls. I think those beeping ones are like homing projectiles. Doing a lot of damage here. Really appreciate it. It's making this a lot easier for me. Don't like yellow homing. I ran out of dashes. Almost did this room flawlessly. Mutation. We do have 2 free slots for mutations. Or upgrade. I really like the mutations we have. I just want to make them better. Oh shit, those are giant damage zones. Okay, those are new. I don't know what that guy's aura around him did. It touched me for a second and didn't damage me, so I'm not sure. Maybe it was a aura of, like, auto-deflecting projectiles. As an eradicator, use your boomerang 500 times. Can't believe I've already used it 500 times. I bet it counts all of my deflections as uses as well. Deflect, for sure. Oh, that was a core attribute, not an upgrade. Shoot. Well, if we survive, we can upgrade a mutation, so there's that. We could dodge through this, yes. Or we could just keep running the circle. And kill things behind us. And not run into other walls at the same time. This is not stressful until you let it be. Remember, if we are about to take damage, we can always press E. Nice. Heck yeah. I'm wanting to upgrade that for a little bit now. Let's go here. Does 118 damage now. It's not as much of an upgrade as I would have wanted, but it is an upgrade. Someone back here? Yeah. I think another mutation that would be good for us is something that gives us more dashes at this point, or gives us recharge on our dashes. Very nice. Definitely heading towards the healing. We have one hard room though before the healing. So remember, we have an invulnerability phase. We're about to take damage, and it's risky. Just press E. Come on. Oh, this is waves. Okay, so we do actually have to hunt them down. I panicked. That was an unnecessary use of it, but hey, we didn't take damage, right? I need to reposition here. Where'd they all go? There we go. Bolstered strike or explosive metabolism. We'll take bolstered strike. Oh, it started at level 2. That's really nice. It's probably because of how far we are into a run. Okay, so this thing shows up every time we have healing. Oh, and it kept the code. Interesting. Can we affect all of the numbers? We can. Okay. Okay, just making sure. Because I didn't see chords leading to all the numbers. Bit mini boss. Some sort of tower. I don't think I've fought this guy before. Ah! Okay. Those come back. I understand. Looks like these guys are shielding him or something. Nope. This is an awkward place to be because it messes with my camera. Ah, there was literally no way across that. I was just in a bad place. Ooh. I am deeply shocked that I didn't just take damage there. Ah, yep, there it goes. There was a part of me, a very small part of me, that was like, I might be able to win my first run. No. We did really, really well, though. So yeah, this is Deflector. I am going to go back to the town, though, after it's done giving me all these research levels. And I'll show you the meta progression, in case you decide that you want to pick up this game. Hello, specimen. I see you are curious about the pods. The pods contain other bioshells, which can change the way you combat the virus. Once they become available, you can switch between them and approach your combat style in a different way. Actually, one has already been prepared. Try switching to a bit different bioshell now. Yeah, so I can also... Oops. I can switch to... Come on. There we go. I was pressing the wrong button. I can switch to the sword guy. He has a sword combo, melee combo, and then he has like a spinny slash as well. Hunter trophies. Oh, so this is telling me what I can get from these guys. So I can get Bone Whirlwind, Spinning Sword, Living Tentacles, and Rot Skin. And if I kill them more, I start getting options. So appears. Also can't dash in the hub. I think I have to stop it this time. Another iteration dead, but don't worry, you'll get used to it. The good part is that you remember everything, so you are stronger and better than before. But let me explain how I can come in handy to you. All the DNA samples you have collected were safely extracted. The more you collect, the more we learn about the virus, allowing me to develop new ways to fight it. Please proceed to the upgrade station for a demonstration. So now the upgrade station is locked. Here you can acquire upgrades, both permanent and activated. These upgrades will grant you effects that will help you during the experiment. Now let me introduce you to our main worker. This is Carlos. That's a great name, Carl OS. He'll be providing you with useful data about your research progress. I recommend you talk to him when you have the time. That's it for now. More assets will await you later when I deem them safe for you to use. Alphabetical categorization was rejected, meaning I'll need to go back to organizing them by the number of cores again. But then that breaks the order of acquisition because, it's you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Carlos. My duty here is to collect samples from the zones and analyze them. Why? Well, because we need to make sure we understand what we're fighting. Now, you've round, I have no need to perform field duties. Talk to me anytime you want to view your current research progress. In the meantime, I'll go categorize creatures by the number of legs they have, or eyes, maybe, or stripes. So this basically just tells us what we have so far, and the mutations that we have seen, the major mutations we've seen. As in Raditator kills its enemies with a single boomerang throw. So this is basically like our weaponized achievements. And then over here, I wanted to show you guys this before I go, is, so we have permanent enhancements, which are kind of a linear line of meta progressions. So like, this unlocks the healing stream, a healing device that the nets allows you to heal 25% of HP between zones. That's a really good one. Cell exchange rooms have a 50% chance of additional selling slot with a discount, and the healing platform restores 15% additional health every time you activate it in a save point. These first three are the ones I really wanted because this just you kind of need these to make longer runs, unless you can just really not make mistakes. Oh, the next one's pretty good too. A cell exchange location will now appear before every Apex virus. That's something that's new to me. And then the activated enhancements are, so you get 2 slots of these for now, where you can buy all of these and then you can equip 2 of them. Restore 5 HP each time you complete a mutation. Below 30%, you do increased damage, increase the chance of applying. I like the altered states, but I don't have enough of the stuff. So those are different than they were last time, and eventually there's going to be another computer, I think, unless they changed it, where we can unlock stuff throughout the run. Unless they changed that. Actually, it kind of seems like it looks like it's unlocked in here now. Previously, you had to buy these. Yeah, I actually unlocked a whole bunch of different boomerangs. I unlocked Equip Boomerang and Orbital Boomerang for the boomerang guy. But yeah, this has been Deflector. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I've been Areima. Hope you guys have a good day, and goodbye.